buttercup, you're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall, won't stop till I get enough.
All right, hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive, and today we are going to be talking all about Beyoncé's Christmas Day halftime show. Yeah, you heard that right. Beyoncé, Christmas Day halftime show all together. I've got this article here that is just blowing my mind, and I think you're going to be pretty excited about it too.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique event. It's not every day you get a halftime show on Christmas Day,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. The NFL is pulling out all the stops with this doubleheader, and Beyoncé headlining. Come on, that's like a genius move.
Yeah, it does make you wonder, like, what's the strategy behind it? You know, is this about bringing in a wider audience than normal?
Oh, totally. I mean, you've got families already gathered together for the holidays, and then you throw Beyoncé into the mix. It's brilliant. And don't forget, it's also going to be streamed live on Netflix.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's huge. Talk about reaching a global audience.
I know, right? It really shows how much influence she has. I mean, Beyoncé's not just a musician. She's like a global icon.
Yeah, she's a phenomenon. And this performance is a chance for her to connect with, like, a whole new level of fans.
All right, so let's get into the music. The article says that she's planning to perform songs from her album Cowboy Carter live for the first time.
Ah, Cowboy Carter. Now, that's an interesting choice for those of you who might not know. It's actually Beyoncé's first country album.
It is, and it's been making some serious waves.
Yeah, it's been breaking records left and right. I mean, it became the most streamed album in a single day in 2024. And it also had the biggest debut ever for a country album by a Black woman on Spotify. Pretty impressive, huh?
Those are some serious stats. What do you think it is about this album that's resonating so much with people?
Well, I think it's a few things. You know, obviously you've got Beyoncé's star power, which is undeniable. But you also have this, like, bold move into a genre that has a pretty, complex history, especially when it comes to Black artists.
Yeah, you're right. It's definitely a statement, and it's not just about the music. It's about celebrating Black women in country music. I mean, the fact that she collaborated with Dolly Parton on this album, talk about legendary.
Oh, absolutely. That collaboration is huge. It highlights the contributions of Black women to a genre that hasn't always been, the most inclusive.
Exactly. It's really powerful.
Yeah, and it kind of signals a potential shift in the landscape of country music itself, which is exciting.
Okay, so I got to ask, the article hints at the possibility of some guest appearances during the halftime show. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the article mentions that some artists featured on Cowboy Carter, who have already performed at NFL events, might join her on stage.
Ooh, okay, now we're talking. So who are we thinking?
Well, it could be anyone, but just to throw some names out there, We've got Miley Cyrus, who performed during the Super Bowl LV pregame, and then there's Post Malone, who did America the Beautiful before Super Bowl LV8, and of course we can't forget Shabuzi, who rocked the stage at the Lions Thanksgiving game.
Wow, any of those would be amazing to see with Beyoncé.
Oh, yeah. The possibilities are endless. I mean, would they perform duets from Cowboy Carter? Or would they surprise us with something completely new?
That's what I want to know. All right, so let's dive into some of those Cowboy Carter songs. What do you think we might hear during the halftime show?
Well, given that the performance is in Houston, I'd say there's a good chance we'll hear Texas Hold'em.
Oh, yeah, that would be amazing.
It's a great song, and it also made history as the first song by a Black woman to top Billboard's Hot Country Songs chart. So it's got that significance.
I can just picture it now, her performing that one in her home state. The energy is going to be electric.
And American Requiem, the album's opening track, would be such a powerful way to start the show.
Ooh, yeah, I get chills just thinking about it. What else are you hoping to hear?
Levi's Jeans has a great energy that would translate well to a live performance, and I think Spaghetti, with that blend of country and soul, would really get the crowd moving.
Oh, for sure. Those are great choices. And don't forget about those collaborations on Cowboy Carter. We've got Two Most Wanted, Blackbird, and Just for Fun. Those are all bangers. I mean, can you imagine seeing those live?
Oh, I know. I can't even imagine. It's going to be incredible. Yeah, those collaborations, those could bring some serious surprises to the stage. Who knows who's going to show up?
Right, I know. Okay, so Cowboy Carter, amazing album, but it's just one part of her career, right?
Exactly. What if she throws it back to some of her older hits?
Now, that would be epic. She's already given us some of the most iconic Super Bowl halftime performances of all time.
I know, right? Like, can you imagine Run the World Girls or Formation on that stage?
Oh my gosh, stop. I'm already getting chills. The crowd would go absolutely wild.
For real. Okay, so let's just recap for a sec. We've got Beyoncé performing on Christmas Day, The whole thing is being streamed live on Netflix.
Global audience, can't forget about that. And she's going to be focusing on Cowboy Carter, her groundbreaking country album.
Oh, and don't forget the potential for those guest appearances. We've got Miley, Post Malone, Shabuzi, maybe even more.
It's going to be one for the history books, that's for sure. But I'm curious, what do you think this performance means for Beyoncé's legacy? For the future of music in general?
That's a great question. I mean, Cowboy Carter has already kind of blurred the lines between genres, and this performance, especially with those potential collaborations, could push those boundaries even further.
She's bringing country music to one of the biggest stages in the world, and potentially with artists from all these different backgrounds.
Exactly. Pop, hip-hop, who knows what else we might see. This could be a major turning point, not just for Beyoncé, but for how we think about music as a whole.
It's about breaking down barriers, embracing creative freedom, and, who better to lead that charge than Beyoncé?
She's always been a trendsetter, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But here's something else to think about. How do you think this performance might impact the whole conversation around diversity and representation in country music?
Oh, that's a great point. It's a topic that's been gaining a lot of attention lately, and Beyoncé's involvement could be huge.
Totally. By performing country music on such a massive platform, she's challenging the traditional image of the genre and creating space for more diverse voices.
It's a powerful statement, and it's going to be fascinating to see how it all plays out. One of the things I love about Cowboy Carter is how she weaves in social commentary and personal reflection, without sacrificing those catchy melodies like take American Requiem, for example. It's a celebration of Black resilience, but it's also a lament for the struggles Black Americans still face.
It's the perfect example of how she uses her music to address important issues. She's not shying away from anything. And Texas Hold'em, on the surface, it's about a card game. But it can also be interpreted as a commentary on taking risks and defying expectations.
Oh, I love that it's those layers of meaning that make her music so compelling. And it makes you think, what message is she trying to send with her song choices for this halftime show?
Exactly. What kind of experience is she creating for the audience? These are all things to consider as we get ready for the big day. It's not just about entertainment.
It's about art, culture, social commentary, all coming together.
It's about making a statement, sparking a conversation, and you know her, she's going to do it with style, grace, incredible talent.
I am so ready for this. Okay, so we've talked about the significance, the potential guests, the Cowboy Carter songs, but what about the overall vibe? What kind of energy are you expecting?
Well, I think it's going to be a mix,
Yeah.
We're going to get those high energy moments for sure, especially with the dancing and the, maybe some pyrotechnics. But I also think she's going to bring it down for some of those more introspective songs like American Requiem.
You're right. She's such a master at creating those dynamic performances that take you on a journey.
She can go from fierce and powerful to vulnerable and soulful, just like that.
It's amazing. She keeps you guessing, and it's always going to be unforgettable.
Yeah.
Okay, as we start wrapping things up, I gotta ask, what are you most excited to see from Beyoncé on Christmas Day?
For me, it's how she uses this platform, to share her vision, connect with the world, especially on such a meaningful day like Christmas.
Yeah, it's a chance for her to push those boundaries, challenge expectations, inspire millions of people. What a way to celebrate, right?
Absolutely. This performance could be a real watershed moment. I can't wait to see it all unfold.
Yeah, it really is more than just a performance. Like you said, it's a cultural moment, and the fact that it's happening on Christmas Day, that adds a whole other dimension to it, doesn't it?
It does. It's like Christmas is all about, togetherness and tradition and sharing stories. And in a way, that's exactly what Beyoncé's doing with this performance.
Right. She's sharing her story, her music with the whole world. It's like a gift.
And with Cowboy Carter, she's really tapping into that storytelling element of country music. That's what that genre is all about, sharing those personal experiences. It's like she's building a bridge between cultures and generations through music.
I love that. That's such a beautiful way to put it. And, for a lot of people, Christmas is also a time for reflection, looking back on the year, thinking about what's to come.
Absolutely. And her performance with its themes of resilience and hope and social change, it couldn't be more relevant, especially in that context.
It's like she's giving us this soundtrack for reflection, but also a call to action all at the same time.
And what better gift to receive on Christmas Day, right? It's a gift that keeps on giving because this performance is going to spark conversations, challenge people's thinking, and stay with them long after it's over.
Absolutely. And thinking back on everything we've talked about today, it's just amazing to see how Beyoncé is always pushing those boundaries musically, Culturally, she's fearless.
Yeah, she's not afraid to experiment, to take risks, and to use her platform to lift up those voices that need to be heard. It's what makes her such a powerful artist.
Right, she's not content with just staying in her lane. She's constantly evolving, challenging herself, and that's why she connects with so many people from all walks of life.
She's a true innovator, a trailblazer. And this performance, it's just another example of that.
Yeah.
But now we want to hear from you. What are your predictions for the show?
Yeah, who do you think is going to show up as a guest? What songs are on your must-hear list?
Head over to our social media, share your thoughts. Let's keep this conversation going. This deep dive's just the beginning of our exploration.
That's right. Keep those questions coming, stay curious, and most importantly, enjoy the show. This is going to be epic.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.